What do you got?
Well, you know, Bill, this case continues to heat up, probably at least partially in light of everything that happened with Ray Rice. But what you can see is right behind me is an example of how this case does continue to heat up. The New Jersey Second Amendment Society, along with several other groups, have raised funds to launch this billboard campaign to essentially free Shaneen. They're trying to send the message that this is ridiculous, that this woman is facing 11 and a half years. They want to put pressure on the prosecutor and other individuals to take a long look at this. And I came out to this billboard, which is one of 4, with the president of the Second Amendment Society, Jack Fiamingo, who told me that this has really moved past politics.
We have a bipartisan movement now to make sure that people from outside our state who come to visit and do business here don't risk going to prison for 10 years if they, happen not to know that they're not supposed to have their firearm.
They've been raising funds. They've been advocating and pushing politicians. And one of the people who has heard the message is Senator Jeff Van Drew. I went over and spoke to him. He's introduced legislation that would allow the judge to have the same discretion that the prosecutor has. And when I asked him what sparked it, he had some pretty harsh words for prosecutor in Atlantic County, James McClain.
I think he's wrong-minded, and I think he's going down the wrong path when he's doing this. I really do. I think he's hurting a good person, and I don't think it's something that should be done. I don't understand why he's doing it.
So the case continues to push on. It's gotten national and even international exposure. Politicians on both sides of the aisle are calling for a review, especially in comparison to the Ray Rice case. If you go through Jersey, you will see these billboards, and as the pressure mounts, hopefully we will end up with justice for Shaneen.
What's so powerful about that billboard behind you, Bill, is the fact that she's there with her 2 sons. What's the message to her kids? Honesty is the worst policy. She was honest, and now she could potentially not be able to raise her sons.
And I think that this billboard hopefully will help to resonate with people who don't know Shaneen. I got a chance to meet her. I've been to her home. But when you go to her home, you see a woman who is packing up. You see a woman who is preparing to have to leave her house and trying to make a plan for her children if, in fact, she goes to jail. Hopefully these billboards humanize it and have people stop looking at her as just a statistic.
And you can't help but put this in perspective of the Ray Rice case, where he got pretrial intervention for punching out his then-fiancée, now wife. Here you have a mother of 2 who the same prosecutor refuses to give her the same right that he gave someone who, on tape, punched out his wife. I mean, it's incredible.
But the prosecutor has put the trial on hold for now. He's reviewing it. It really becomes a matter of whether or not he's willing to take a step back and say, I may not have handled this appropriately.